this works. Is this going to come online? Because if it isn't, this starts to become a little bit... Oh, no. I think it is. Yes, maybe it is. Right, nobody's going to watch that. What I probably should have done is have something nearby that I can actually follow this stream separately so I can actually see if anything's working, but I can't, so this is just going to be playing it by ear, I think. That's brilliant. Okay, yeah, so I can't actually see viewers. That means that's not going to work very well. So I'm doing what all sane people do on a sunny Sunday after, we have huge amounts of crap weather all the time. I'm sitting inside with the curtains drawn, seeing if I can get streaming working in any kind of satisfactory way. Let's see if I've actually seen this with Periscope, because Periscope is a little bit poo. Oh, hello, notification, which is of no use whatsoever. So this is I'm probably not even going to get it onto the topic of this video. In fact, I may get instantly banned. In fact, did I set that topic? It should say something like, what can you learn from a Nazi? And the answer is quite a bit. I'm not the Nazi, by the way. Now let's see if... Yep. It's working. Who have we got here? Somebody's saying ciao. I can see, right, because I'm only... right, okay. That's Lena. Hello, Lena. Good... What time is it? Good evening? I think. I'm not sure. Okay, Periscope's working. We know that for sure. I hope you're well this evening. This is going to be so boring. I'm just having one of those weeks this week. I've had a couple of weeks like this actually where I just can't really get anything done. So I'm on the... I've been trying to get live stream working satisfactorily on Periscope and YouTube at the same time. So I'm multi-platform at the minute. Late afternoon. Well, but what time does it turn into evening? Because it used to be news at 5:45 used to be the early evening news. I generally think 5:30 you turn into the evening. Just to be particular, David Suchet or someone, it would be the early evening news with ITN at 5:45. So I'm thinking we must be a little bit close to evening because it's 5:42 as I do this. 6 p.m. is evening, but is that early evening? I guess the program would have run into early evening. Right, this is really I haven't got this figured out yet, so I'm going to be flicking backwards and forwards. 2 viewers, okay. Now it says 2 viewers, but is one of them me? Is the next question. Oh, I've got something so boring to talk about. It's so boring. It really is. There's so many fascinating things to do in the world rather than listen to. Yes, see, this is the thing. You say something, then you have to remember what it is that you were talking about. So, the purpose of this video, which is really a test, but I'm just going to waffle on about something, is that I'm a bit sort of fed up with people saying, this thing where anyone who speaks is a Nazi, basically. Anyone that has a slightly controversial idea, they're a Nazi, or anyone that challenges certain conventions is a Nazi. Do you think there's too much ceiling up here? Do you think I need to angle this down a little bit? But maybe not like that. Oh no, that is ceiling up there. See how high the ceiling is? It's a long way up there. I'm right there on the floor. Just go with it. Right, okay. Hang on, I'm just going to bring that up because I'm only a little slim chap. I'm only very slight. See, look at that. Look how white that beard is. See, that's the passage of time. When you get to about 5:45 on your beard, then you look like a proper old man. And I had my hair cut the other day anyway. So there is a book that people who sounds like my dinner's ready. There is a book that I would recommend people to read that is written by a Nazi. Now, I'll tell you the book not to read if you want to learn about Nazis is this one, which is Inside the Third Reich. No, not Inside the Third Reich, that's the one I do recommend. It's The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich by William L. Shirer, which this print is from about 20 years ago. And if you want to get buried in the Nazi, the world of the Nazis, it's got my name written in the front of it. Then buy this book because it is the longest paperback book I have ever owned. It is 1,245 pages, of which 100 pages is the index, and you will never pick your way through that. It's not a good place to start. Then you can also get books. I don't have one on Nazi Germany, but you can get these things like Seminar Studies. I think you still get these things now. That this one's the British one, but there is a German one out there. And these things, this is a real tatty copy. I've used this quite a lot. Access to History. There's a Nazi one out there. It's like something like German Rise of the Nazi Party or something. But I wouldn't get any of them because they're crap. Well, they're not crap, they're good, but if you want some context, and one of the things I've always been interested in with the Nazis is how do ordinary people get sucked into this this kind of Nazi mentality, this regime? And the answer is often very, very I think it might be challenging for quite a few people. Because we're talking about people that are very often just pursuing careers that make concession after concession until they're fully in and complicit and even operating to enhance the system. And this chap here that wrote this book, who went by the name of Albert Speer, is a really, really good example of that. In fact, probably the best example. Who is an architect. He started off as an architect. He was designing, came into the Nazi Party, and some of his earliest roles were designing Nuremberg rallies. He was sort of appointed the official architect of Germany, really, that Hitler wanted. He liked his work so much, he was going to be planning the new Germany and all kinds of new places that they invaded. And it gives a really, 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 really good view of someone, how you could, in the course of your job, become more and more bonded to an ideology that is increasingly apparent is murdering people and a bit potty. I guess a bit potty is probably a bit of a light way to refer to the Nazi regime. I would, there are stronger words that could be used, but I'll go for a bit potty for now. And Speer went on to be in charge of managing development of armament production, armament production. And I said this would be boring. It is boring. And he enhanced things, and he made everything a real lean machine. That's one of the reasons why the Germans did so well with their armaments production, was because of this chap Speer. He's not entirely honest. He always claimed that he didn't really know about the Holocaust, even though he was sort of involved in enhancing some of the operations there by proxy. He was the man who signed off on development of on the materials needed to expand Auschwitz. But if you read this book, and if you can, and this is the thing that drives me mad, is when there are a number of people that just go Nazis, and you can't do anything with Nazis. There is so much you can learn from a book like this. In what it was like for professionals generally. Another book that is quite good is Fritz Lang's this biography of Fritz Lang by Patrick McGilligan, Nature of the Beast. Fritz Lang he was a superb filmmaker who made a very a legendary film, and I'm going to do a video about Fritz Lang at some point that nobody will watch, about how I think he affects our cities right now, because he made a film called Metropolis to leave the country around the time of the Reichstag fire. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this Albert Speer. If you can hold your nose, if you can look at something that a Nazi has wrote and read about it and find out a little bit about the lost signal. What happened there? I don't know. Is this Lena? I don't know. Does that mean I've gone? I'm still operational. I'm still operational. That's okay. That's all right. I can talk to myself. It's not a problem. I don't know if Lena was that interested in the Nazis anyway. But yeah, it's you can learn a huge amount about the organisation. But I think the important thing is you can sort of see how these sort of organisations can be anywhere. I mean, they're not that different to modern structures that you find in management. And one of the big differences was that in Nazi Germany there was a sort of like survival of the fittest approach to management, and people could just come and they could just sort of take their job. Or, you know, I don't think my manager's doing very well. You write to a senior party official and they write back and they say, just take his job. That was noted. But I would definitely recommend this book. Inside the Third Reich, a very shifty character, Albert Speer, served 20 years in Spandau prison after his trial at the Nuremberg trials, if that makes sense. And you will learn a huge amount about the structure of it. You may well see parallels in society today. Don't buy this print because the writing is absolutely tiny, and it's not fully set on the pages correctly. I used to get a lot of books that were rejects from rejected prints because I was a bit sneaky, and yeah, the print is terrible. I've taken the print from some awful plates. So don't necessarily read this one. There's a paperback out there that I'm sure is a much better print. But I think that's all I want to say about Albert Speer. I'm just going to have a really good check. Oh, hello. Yeah, I think I've stopped. I've stopped here anyway. Let me see if I have got anything happening. I should probably say this is a test, but or am I still going? No, I'm still going. That's amazing. Wow. Okay, brilliant. I thought he'd conked out. That's marvellous. Well, that's cool. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say. So if there is anyone out there, thanks for watching. I'm going to go back now and see how awful the image looks on this, and then I've got other streaming to do on other systems later on. So thanks for watching if you do end up watching this. Otherwise, you know, whatever. Take care, cheerio.